Yeah, my name is Destinee King. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I am the coordinator for Black and African American Student Services here in the Office of Inclusion. So Black History Month is really important to me personally just because it's one of the identities that I hold. So I am African American as well as Destinee or Navajo, and it's really important to me because it's a time where my people are recognized, and even though Black History Month is not the only time we should be celebrating Black and African American folks, it is a time that nationally we are recognized for the contributions that we have created for our country and also the world. So I think it's really important that people take the time to embrace our culture, embrace us as people, human beings, just like we try to do for everyone who calls Earth home. Oh my gosh, music has been a huge part of my family. Like growing up, I listened to a lot of like what my mom and my grandpa listened to, so very much like Patti LaBelle, Whitney Houston, Deborah Cox, some older people like that, but also some like newer music as well, like early 90s, 2000s, so like Aaliyah, TLC, Destiny's Child. They're very influential in my household. That's a great question. I listen to a lot of different types of music, but I definitely think that my favorite artists at the moment are like SZA or Money Long. I do listen to K-pop, so shout out to my K-pop stans, and a lot of R&B really. So yeah, like I said, SZA. I do love Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, people like that. Yeah, so one of them is definitely Shirley Chisholm. So she was the first African-American woman to be voted into Congress, and she really stood up for making sure that people use their voice to advocate on behalf of themselves and others. One of her most famous quotes talks about the folding chair. So if there's not a seat at the table for you, bring a folding chair. And I think that's something to definitely live up to, because sometimes we do have to fight for what we think is right. She really embodied that, in the things that she did every single day. My first initial thought was definitely Chadwick Boseman. I loved him as an actor, and just learning a little bit more about what he did with his life. He was a big advocate. He received a lot of awards for the projects that he was a part of, not only for acting, but things that he did that were philanthropic in nature as well. So I would love to be able to have a conversation with him. Yeah, definitely. For my grandma, she was a huge advocate on education. Like, she was just like, education is what is gonna save us. And so really making sure, I followed through. I went to college, I got my master's degree, considering a doctorate, because that's what she told me I needed to strive for. But making sure that I'm consistently educating myself, not only in the sense of like going to school, but also just learning more about the world, experiencing things in life. I feel like that's really important. Another thing she used to tell us all the time too is never forget where you come from, specifically talking about like the land we're from, our family, different things like that, which is why Arizona will always hold a special place in my heart, because my indigenous people are from here and from this land, but also knowing where the Black side of my family also has come to here in Arizona. I would like the future generation to know that they just need to keep doing what they're doing, keep moving forward, speaking up for themselves, advocating on behalf of themselves and others, because that is the only way that we're going to make this world a better place. Just like our ancestors before us, they all have had to speak up for what they wanted. They had to, cause some commotion here and there, and that's okay as long as we're striving for positivity and we want to bring in light and love into our future. So just making sure that we still have that at the forefront of everything that we do.